I highly recommend that if anyone has not yet worked with Carrie Marie, that they get to that as quickly as possible. And I promise that you will always walk away feeling better in some regard. And sometimes you can't even predict how that's going to go in your mind.
Let's get up on our feet. Carrie Marie Vaughn is one of the best coaches in teaching you how to feel better, how to ignite your light, how to nourish your soul, and how to find your divine purpose. Let's get on our feet. Let's bring to the stage Carrie Marie Vaughn.
Hey, happy Friday. Oh my goodness. Welcome to Rise and Thrive Live. Today we're going to be chatting about embracing change, how to stay motivated when life gets hard. And life can get hard, right? So welcome. And as you are hopping on, be sure to say hello and let me know where you are watching from. Drop a comment to let me know where you are watching from. I'd love to know, first of all, where you're watching from, but also feel free to drop your word of the day. What is your word of the day today? My word of the day today is celebrate, because today is the last day of the month. And so it's a day to celebrate any kind of progress you made, celebrate anything that you did this month. So my word of the day today is celebrate. So I want you to drop your word of the day in the comments and also let me know where you are watching from. And like I said, today is the episode about embracing change, how to stay motivated when life gets hard. It's episode 5. So if you haven't watched previous episodes, you can go back on, do a quick search on my Facebook page, search for Rise and Thrive, and you should be able to find it. And if not, let me know and I can send you over a direct link, because I have been popping in so much content here on Friday mornings for the last several weeks. And just quick question, have you ever felt like life is throwing everything at you? Like it's just coming from all different directions. And sometimes it's just a little too hard to handle, right? Sometimes it gets a little overwhelming. Sometimes it's like, why is there's just one more thing? This is crazy. And it's like, I just need a break. I just need a break. Do you ever feel like that? I would love to know. Drop a yes in the comments if you have ever felt like that. If you're feeling like that right now, maybe life is throwing a bunch of stuff at you right now. Or maybe you felt like this in the past. I know I can relate. So yes, for me too. So drop a yes in the comments if you can relate to that. And so, as I mentioned, in today's episode, we're going to be talking about how to stay motivated in your life when things get hard, when life gets hard, when everything is being thrown at you. And we're going to learn how to embrace the change that comes our way. All right, so who is excited? Drop excited in the comments. And as a note, I do go live every Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern to help you to reset, grow, and thrive. So again, you can take a peek at previous episodes and be sure to stay tuned and mark your calendars for Friday mornings at 9 a.m. And so I get it. When life gets hard, life can feel overwhelming. And we all experience different challenges throughout our life that test our resilience. We're being tested constantly, right? Like, how much can she handle? But, and the other thing too, is that like when everything is getting thrown at us, when things just don't seem to be going our way, especially when it's in multiple areas of our life, it's really hard to stay motivated and keep going toward the things that we want to accomplish in our life, right? So, you have your goals, or you have the things that you want to do and finish and accomplish and achieve in your life, right? But when things are happening, when things are not quite going your way, maybe a pet dies, maybe you get sick, maybe you lose a job, maybe there's something, maybe it's not quite that massive, but it still seems like there's so much coming at you all at once. All of a sudden things get weird or things get overwhelming. It's really hard to stay motivated toward those goals, toward those things you're trying to achieve, towards those things you're trying to accomplish. I get it. And so when that happens, we need to really lean into the change and keep moving forward and figure out, okay, what do I need to learn here in this situation? So, first of all, before we dive in, because I'm going to be sharing with you some things that will help when life gets tough like this and you want to stay motivated, but it's really hard to. On a scale of 1 to 10, how motivated do you feel right now? How motivated do you feel to go for your goals, go for your dreams, go for the things you want to accomplish, go for the things you want to achieve? On that scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being, I am not feeling motivated at all. It's hard to even get out of bed in the morning. It's hard to even focus or concentrate on anything I've got going on. Number 1. Or 10 is woohoo, I'm super motivated. I'm on the go. I'm doing the things all the time. I am working toward my goals, trying to achieve my goals. I'm not going to let anything get in my way. Where are you on that scale of 1 to 10? Go ahead and drop it in the comments. And the cool thing is, when you're dropping it in the comments, is that you'll be able to see what others are putting too. You're not the only one that is sometimes overwhelmed and struggling to stay motivated when things are getting hard in your life. So go ahead and drop where you are on that scale of 1 to 10 of how motivated you feel right now. And so, the key to staying motivated is embracing change and shifting your mindset to see the opportunities, and not just the opportunities, but the learning and the growth that can happen when things are challenging. As hard as it is, if you can keep your mind focused on what the possibilities are, what the growth moment is, and what opportunities can come out of it. Sometimes doors are closed because another one's opening, and it's hard to see in the moment. It's so hard to see in the moment. It's actually funny that this came up because a long time ago, probably like 20 years ago now, we were under contract to buy a house. And we were so excited to buy this house. It was going to be for our family, our first home that we were going to own. And we were under contract. We were getting ready to close. The closing was actually the coming week. And we were all packed up and ready to go. We'd obviously already given our landlords notice and everything. And the sellers pulled out last minute because they found out that their real estate agent, or somebody that worked for that real estate agent, forged their signatures on the contract. At the time, it felt like, oh, this is awful. This is so terrible. Like, what are we going to do? Are we going to be homeless? Are we going to need to try to find somewhere else? We had no idea what to do. It was hard. And we had 2 little kids, 2 tiny little kids at the time. And we were like, oh my goodness, like, what are we going to do? This house that we were going to buy, we were so excited for, our very first home, fell through. We had already given our landlords notice, so we were going to have a place to stay. So at the time, it felt really tough, but we were like, okay, well, what's next? Like, what do we need to do next? So the very first thing we did was we contacted our landlords to see if there was any possibility that we could stay. Thank goodness we could. They hadn't put somebody else in and lined up to rent after us. So we were able to stay. We were able to start fresh. We were able to figure out what to do next. And you know what? It was a blessing in disguise. Because you know what? We were able to purchase land. We have almost 10 acres. We were able to build our first home. I mean, most people aren't able to do that. And we were able to raise our children in this home that was big enough for all of us. We had a third child not too long after that. We would have been so tight in that house because it was a small house and it didn't have a basement. It didn't have an attic. We were just going to be stuck in that little home with our family of 5. But instead, we were able to build a bigger home that could fit our family of 5 and have room for the kids to grow and explore and everything. But if we had let that get us down, if we had just stayed in the slump, it could have totally changed our future. So I wanted to share that story with you, because even when things are hard, even when things seem to be like, oh, how can we possibly get through this? You can stay strong. So I'm going to be sharing 4 practical tips to stay motivated and stay with your eyes focused on your goals and the things you want to accomplish and achieve, even when life gets tough, even when life gets overwhelming, even when things don't go your way. Okay, so number 1 and this is kind of what I just mentioned here, is to shift your perspective. So drop the word perspective in the comments. So instead of seeing challenges as setbacks, look at them as opportunities to grow and to learn. What can I learn from this situation? What can I get out of this situation? What good could come of this? Even when it seems so hard in the moment. If you just shift your perspective, wow, that can make such a huge difference just in shifting how you're looking at a situation. Because if you're looking at a situation as the worst thing ever, it's going to be the worst thing ever. But if you look at the situation is, how can I learn from this? How can I grow from this? How can I get stronger? How can I get through this moment and be able to impact my life in the future in a positive way? How can I impact the lives of others? Maybe I have to go through this because I need to be there for other people who are going through the same thing and I know what they're going through. So start shifting your perspective. Anytime that things seem really hard, really overwhelming, shift that perspective. Okay? Don't see it as a setback, see it as an opportunity to learn and grow. So again, drop the word perspective in the comments. Number 2 is to set small achievable goals. They don't have to be huge, okay? So small achievable goals. I talk about this a lot because baby steps are better than no steps at all or backward steps, right? So small, tiny, achievable goals. And notice I said achievable because you want to be setting yourself up with little action steps that you can do. Something that you absolutely can do, even when life is hard, even when things are all like, what is the tiny little thing you could do today to go toward your goals, to go toward the things you want to achieve or accomplish? Okay. So maybe you have these huge, huge goals and you're just like, that seems so huge right now. There's no way I can work toward that when I'm going through all of this. But guess what? You might not be able to handle the whole thing, but you can handle a tiny little bit. Okay. So I want you to drop the word goals in the comment. Small goals, actually. Put small goals in the comments. So set small, achievable goals that align with your bigger goal. And that, and the cool thing too is when you set these small, tiny, achievable goals or action steps you can take, then when you take them, those little, tiny, small wins, first of all, celebrate yourself for taking some action. Those are what create the momentum. The tiny little steps along the way is what creates momentum and keeps you going. Okay. And it helps you to stay positive too, because when you're able to accomplish something little, even when you're going through a lot, you're like, yes, I did it. Even though all this stuff is coming at me from all different directions, I was able to do something. It feels so good. You're going to feel accomplished. So write small goals in the comments. Number 3 is to surround yourself with positivity. Okay. So even when things are kind of a little rough, you know what? When you surround yourself with positive people, uplifting content, because I mean, you gotta agree with me here that a lot of stuff that's on TV and on social media, not that great, right? I mean, you turn on the news and it's all bad news. It's all drama. It's all lies. It's all this stuff. And you're just like, that just adds to the chaos in your life. So turn that off and shift to watching positive things. Pop on something that is uplifting, that's motivating, something that's going to keep you going and keep you focused on where you want to go in life, not give you all of these feelings of like, right? So surround yourself with people and with content, whether it be audiobooks or podcasts or shows or movies that are just uplifting. They're like, yes, this just makes me smile. It makes me laugh. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel motivated, whatever that is. Surround yourself with that and try distancing yourself from the craziness. So drop the word positivity in the comments because I want you to surround yourself with positivity today and moving forward. Anytime you're feeling overwhelmed, do this. Number 4 is to focus on what you can control. This is a big one. And sometimes it can be so hard to see this that when a lot of things are happening that are out of your control, it can seem overwhelming and chaotic. And if you are able to just be like, okay, well, I have no control over all those things. So instead of stressing about the things that I don't have control over, let me just focus on the things I do have control over. So drop the word focus in the comments. And you know what? Think about, okay, I can focus on what I control, like not letting things get to me. I can control how I react to something. I can control the kind of energy that I'm surrounding myself with. So think about that. Where are you going to put your focus? Rather than focus on all those things that are out of your control, it can be as simple as, let's just say you're stuck in traffic. You can't control the traffic, but you can control how you're reacting. You can control, instead of sitting there swearing, oh, I'm going to be late, and making a big deal about something you can't control. Guess what? Okay, I have a few more minutes in the car. Let me pop on some awesome music that I love to listen to, or that podcast I've been meaning to listen to. Or maybe you're stuck in the car with someone else in traffic. Enjoy that time together to talk about something, or to talk about each other's goals and dreams, or lift each other up, whatever that is. Think about how you can use that moment, how you can focus on what you can control. You can control what you're saying, you can control how you're feeling, you can control how you're reacting to things, you can control what you're watching and listening to, and the type of energy that you're surrounding yourself with. Okay. So you don't have to let all of those things that you can't control get to you. You can control what you can, or you can focus on what you can control. Does that make sense? So drop the word focus in the comments. So out of these 4 things that I just shared with you, which of these do you feel most aligned with? What resonates with you most? What is it that you think that you are going to now utilize from now on, either now or in the future? Anytime that you feel overwhelmed or like things are crazy and not going your way, to stay motivated toward those goals, to stay motivated toward the things that you're trying to accomplish and achieve. Which one of those 4? I want you to drop it in the comments and let me know. Because you know what? Sometimes it just takes a mindset shift. Sometimes it takes focusing on different things. And sometimes it means that you need a little help. You need some tools or guidance along the way to get through those big things. And so don't feel like you're in this alone. So if you want more support and you want to just completely master your mindset during times like this, but even in good times, like how can you stay motivated? How can you stay on track? How can you handle your time and priorities, right? How can you take control over your full wellness and everything you have going on in your life to stay motivated through the challenging times, as well as when things are going well? And so if you're ready to do that, first of all, drop the word balance in the comments. If you are ready to create balance and stay motivated through change, through overwhelming moments in life, drop the word balance in the comments, because it's all about balance, right? And so drop the word balance, and we can chat about how you can reset and take back control over your life. So remember that staying motivated through tough times starts with embracing change, knowing that things are going to happen. There's going to be those times in our life that are going to come at us, and focusing on what you can control. You have the power to create the life you want, even when things are hard. Because we all go through those hard times. Like sometimes when you're going through it, you're like, oh, nobody can understand what I'm going through. Everybody's been through tough times. It's not just you. But if you can focus on what you can control and shift your mindset, wow, you're going to be so powerful during those moments of tough times. So I want you to drop in the comments, what's one thing you're going to do today to stay motivated through change, whether it be a time of change right now in your life, or when you are thrown at something, or something's thrown at you in the future. I want you to drop in the comments, what's one thing that you're going to do? It can be something that we talked about today, or it can be something that popped into your brain. You know how sometimes you listen to things like this, or you watch things like this, and it sparks something in your brain. You're like, you know what? That's what I can do. Might not even be something I shared. as long as it's something that will help you the next time that you're going through a lot of stuff, you're going through an overwhelming time. Okay. So next week in episode 6, can you believe it? Oh my goodness. I feel like I just started the series and next week's already week 6. We're going to be talking about the power of self-care and how to recharge and avoid burnout. So don't miss it. Stay tuned. And I will see you again next week. Have an absolutely amazing rest of your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. And I hope that this was helpful. Bye.